All right. Next topic.
Star Wars.
So we're going to talk about Star Wars again, but I swear we're not a Star Wars podcast.
Accepted at this point. We're a Star Wars podcast.
I don't know, man.
We're a part-time Star Wars podcast.
I wouldn't want to force my opinion on anyone.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm going to use your insides for outside stuff.
Oh, boy.
So, I believe firmly that AI, artificial intelligence in Star Wars, is held back on purpose to avoid a droid uprising like Ultron or Skynet. Now, I have some points written down. I think that's why they use like floppy disks and shit like that. Like that's why the Death Star plans were put on like a laser disc and then put in R2-D2 and then just yeeted out into space.
That's basically what happened.
If it was like the technology we have right now, it would just be uploaded to like a Google Drive folder, and then they just share the link with the Rebel Alliance. But no, I think that the reason that they use like primarily physical media like that, and the reason that each droid is an individual, like with its own I guess personality / consciousness / operating system, whatever you want to call it. Basically to avoid a Skynet like situation where you have like one supreme artificial intelligence in like multiple bodies.
Actually, Alex. Actually, though.
You're wrong.
No, there is. I don't know if it's canon. I think it's from the Legends stuff now.
I think I know what you're going to talk about, and I was hoping you would bring it up because I don't remember all the details.
You made a mention that the droids all have their own unique personalities. There's a series of droid that does not. I think they changed that because they introduced another one of them in The Mandalorian, IG-11.
The circle head dude?
Yep. In Empire Strikes Back in 19, whenever the fuck it came out, when you first saw
that one,
IG-88,
I believe, was 1980.
In 1980? All right. In 1980, people were interested in the backstories for all of the bounty hunters on the ship that, I think it's the Eviscerator or the Executor. But either way, people were interested and were like, oh, who's all these other guys other than Boba Fett? Well, they made a book about it. It's called Star Wars Bounty Hunters, and it's the origin story for every bounty hunter that was on that ship. So you get Dengar's backstory, Zuckus's, 4-LOM, all those guys. The one that we're going to focus on, though, is IG-88, because that droid on that ship is one out of thousands. All of them with a single shared consciousness with one desired goal. Kill all humans. IG-88's backstory is that he is one of the droids that left the planet to go and, hunt more humans. But they start off as a production facility trying to make a new type of battle droid to we're going to make more money. This is the best fighting droid ever. The thing is, though, the AI they were using gained sentience, took control over every single droid in the facility, and then used them to conquer the planet and burn all the humans alive.
Interesting.
So yes, there is a planet in Star Wars. It may not exist anymore, because with IG-11 being a slightly different droid, like mentally and stuff, to IG-88, I don't know if there's a connection, but originally, yes, there was a planet in which Terminator happened.
Okay, that was another point that I had written down. Has there been previous uprisings? Like
yes, there has. The original IG series fucking killed everyone on that planet. It turned it into their base of operations.
God damn, Jesus!
Now the thing that I was thinking of is a different story, actually, where I believe it's still IG-88 related, but
probably.
I think this was mentioned on the Weekly Planet, but so I don't remember all the details, but basically, let's just say it was IG-88. A droid like that, basically took a bunch of different, a bunch of different multiples of him, like multiple of his model, and he copied his consciousness into like 3 or 4 of them and then just sent them out. And I believe this is pre Empire Strikes Back, because I'm pretty sure IG-88 gets blown up in that movie.
And
Hmm.
Empire Strikes Back? No, he's on
I
the ship,
think
but then like
so.
he never shows up again, unless he was killed off
I
screen.
think it was mentioned. I think it was mentioned in his Wikipedia page.
Oh, that's lame.
Hold on, I'm
Hmm.
looking.
No, but
Oh.
Alex, what you're describing is
No,
actually...
he wasn't. He wasn't killed in Empire Strikes Back. I was mistaken.
What
Wait,
you're
guys.
talking about though, it's the robot that split into 4 different ones. Like, did they proceed to split into more of them?
Not that I know of. We could be thinking of the same story if that did happen.
Because that's how he took over. It's a rogue android that made copies of himself and then proceeded to like infect all of the software in every IG series, and they just mass produced himself.
So yeah, that's basically what I'm talking about. How like if you had like an army of IG-88s just like, fighting for their own interests, like, destroy all humans, that would basically be like Terminator.
Oh
Because
yeah,
they're, a bunch of powerful a bunch of powerful, strong droids with the sole purpose of just killing shit. That would be probably something that they would have like either foreseen or have learned from by the time we get to the events of the Star Wars movies. So that's probably why uh each droid is its own individual. There's no like, cloud AI like Google
yeah.
Assistant, like galaxy wide. That would probably lead to some issues, especially with like, like how
Google
droids
selling
seem to,
secrets to the Empire.
yeah, like how droids seem to be sentient in Star Wars.
Mhm.
Oh, like
Um,
Leet,
what?
like Leet from Solo, the one that Lando hooks up with.
Yeah, is that the one
yeah.
that
The
is that the one that's like an
Robo-Revolution lady who-
activist?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
she's a
Robo Revolution
robot
lady who gets
rights
shot and-
activist who is killed, and they put her
terrible.
brain in a spaceship. I want to
Yeah, I
like
had
they
that,
treat this as like a really good moment, but I want you to put in perspective this: she was once an individual with her own thoughts, emotions, and feelings, and now she is stuck inside of a spaceship with no control on anything.
Yeah, I had
Right.
that one written down.
She's literally
another
like
bullet
in a
point.
prison on
Oh.
her own making.
Guys, I have a example of one that I've known for a little bit. Again, I'm not like super with like the Star Wars stuff. I know there's a lot of stuff, but my brother
Oh,
knew a bit
God.
more about it. Have you guys heard of Mr. Bones?
Oh,
have
I know what you're
not.
talking about. It's a battle droid that winds up like teaming up with some people. I think I can't remember if it's the Rebel Alliance or the Resistance. But
New Republic.
it's New Republic.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he was a battle droid that was fixed up by a kid and was made to be like his little personal bodyguard and stuff. And he was
Mhm.
like, he's
I
a
think
red
I might
battle
have
droid
heard
with
of this.
he's a red battle droid with bones on him, and he's
Mr.
got
Bones
like
is a fucking psychopath.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
crazy.
it sounds like
he's
the name of a creepypasta.
he what do you call it? He
No, this
apparently
is a
hums
real
and sings
thing.
whenever he stabs people, and like it's just like it's I again, it's a lot of stuff I've done exactly.
Mr. Bones
know
went
about.
into a cave with like 10 stormtroopers and only he came out.
Yeah,
Yikes.
he's got like this fucking metal spike arm. It's so fucking scary.
Yeah, he's not a nice looking thing, but he's apparently a good guy.
Yeah, he's like a friendly dude. It's just that he's also
Like, this
fucking
is Mr.
terrifying.
Bones. He's my best friend. We were friends since childhood. What does he specialize in? Discombobulating human beings.
Oh, okay. So this is a quote from the kid who made for the equipment of Bones. Bones is primed with a high octane cocktail of programs. Some heuristic combat droid programs, some martial arts vids, the moves of some Clone Wars cyborg general, and also the body map maneuvers of a troupe of Lalay dancers from Royaloth. So he's just a fucking hodgepodge of a million things, and it turns him into a fucking psychopath.
Also, yes, Alex, that military general is General Grievous. They have General Grievous's training in a psychopath battle droid.
So basically like General Grievous.
Yeah, well, I mean, don't not he's more than a battle droid, Alex. It's General Grievous. He had cool
He's a
feet.
Bones.
He's a droid with like an organic heart that you can just shoot whenever you want.
No,
He
no,
got
you have to rip his
disintegrated.
chest open first.
He
You're
got
forgetting that vital
disintegrated. Oh,
step.
no.
You know, when the warrior of peace ripped open a man's chest so he could shoot at his organs.
He's more machine than man.
So uncivilized, Obi-Wan says, after ripping open a man's chest and lighting him on fire.
The Jedi have a code. Do not kill. As he just
Grievous's death,
Fucks with
though,
Was
was
so
gruesome.
fucking horrifying. He's like, his
He was, like,
organs
shooting
are
fire out
burning
of his
and you
eyes.
yeah, he's like, oh! He screamed so hard that his lungs ruptured and all it was left was like a wheezing cough.
Oh no.
It was horrifying.
What's with it with antagonists in Star Wars and having bad lungs?
It's funny. I think it's something to do with
Old
anti-smoking.
If any
Cyborg
kid
person,
shows up to the Jedi
burn
camp,
victim.
if any
old
kid
man.
shows up to the Jedi temple with asthma, they just immediately decapitate him. We can't take any risks.
Take this breathalyzer test.
It's
Oh,
like that
sorry.
scene from Revenge of the Sith where Obi-Wan kills those not Obi-Wan, where Anakin kills those kids. And it's like, Master Skywalker! And he just stabs him. Just kills him.
If you can't blow up a balloon, then how can we trust you to blow up our enemies?
If you can't blow up a balloon. It's a breath test. If you can make this little ball go up to the top of this little thingy, we won't execute you. Like a fucking clone trooper behind the kid aiming the gun at the back of his head.
So anyway, back to droids being so they're seen as second class citizens, right? Despite showing despite many of them showing some level of sentience, like you mentioned.
Leet.
The one from Solo.
Leet. Her name is Leet, god damn it. Why am I the only one that remembers that?
Are you familiar with Skippy the Jedi droid?
I believe
Sounds
so.
familiar.
Skippy the Jedi droid, otherwise known as R5D4, is the droid that Owen Lars was going to buy in A New Hope.
That's
but
right.
Then he just blows up.
He fucking kills himself.
Yep. And at first, you don't really think much of it until you read the backstory for him, when you find out that R5D4 is a force-sensitive droid.
Yep.
That got a vision of the events of the original trilogy playing out. He was happy to be bought by Owen Lars, but then he realized R2D2 was the one that had the Death Star plans, so he had to go with the Lars family. So he just blew himself up.
Skippy committed suicide.
But he did actually just show up in The Mandalorian. Jared, I'm pretty sure you haven't seen
I haven't seen any of it. I've been told about two things. One, Boba Fett for sure is back in it.
You gotta watch
the first
it. You gotta watch it as soon as you can.
Like I know in the first episode, the Mandalorian's back on Tatooine, and some guy's got Boba Fett's armor, and then stuff occurs, and then he gets Boba Fett's armor. And then at the very end, there's Boba Fett staring off at him, kind of like scowling. It's like, hey, those are my clothes, dude. Come back. I know, I gotta watch it. But I also just want to talk about this. I don't know the context, but someone made a post on like Kotaku that says, I am very concerned about the Mandalorian. They just let Baby Yoda eat someone's kids. And I just want does that happen?
I'm not gonna provide any context for you, okay? You gotta watch
Baby
it.
Yoda just eats someone's children?
Damn.
You gotta watch it, Jared. I'm not gonna explain it to you, or else it'll be ruined.
I know what happened in the first episode. I know that they like befriend Tusken Raiders and they fight off the Empire or whatever.
So much more happens. So much more.
Does he fuck a Tusken?
The true Tusken was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, they were Tusken Raiders. They teamed up with Tusken Raiders. That is, you're not wrong.
Not
I
gonna
read the
lie,
synopsis for that episode.
I'm wondering if kicking a child Tusken Raider is like kicking a football.
Ask Anakin. He fucking killed them all like animals.
I don't know, man.
I
Maybe
slaughtered them like animals.
However, I want to talk about this
Like
because this
animals.
is a comic I only found out about recently that I feel like people should probably talk about more.
What?
Anakin teams up with a Tusken Raider Jedi and has to deal with his prejudice against them. And it's
Oh
like
my
really
God.
fucking intense. Like he's like,
What
I
is
feel like
this?
I've heard of this.
Is this
Now,
a
why
fucking
is
buddy
it that
cop?
every story involving Tusken Raiders involves someone having to deal with their prejudice towards them?
because
Tusken
like
Raiders are
in their
bitches.
universe they consider Tusken Raiders to be like dumb idiots with guns, and like really they're their own like nomadic swamp people culture, except like
Swamp people.
in sand. It's more like it's kind of swamp like because they have their own moisture farms, like moisture fields and shit, and they have like their own like religion and shit like that.
I'm a simple man tending to my moisture.
Jared, the Mandalorian, the season premiere does a really good job of like humanizing Tusken Raiders.
That's good
Ooh.
because I actually
So you
really
should
fucking
watch
like the
it.
Tusken Raider. Well, I gotta fix my unless you can give me your Disney Plus login.
We can make that work.
Just send it to me. I'll load it up and I'll get it ready. I'll watch them tonight, and then we'll probably talk about it later. I don't work. I do work tomorrow, but I work at 4, so I'm probably gonna be up to like 2 tonight, maybe later.
Pretty
All right.
frog.
But yeah, no, that makes me happy though, because like one of the races that I want to know more about, because like Mandalorian, like the first season, like after watching, I like seeing him interact with them a little bit in I think it was the 4th episode. It's like I kind of want to know more about them, so I just got really into Tusken Raider lore, and like there's a shit ton of stuff. Like they have their like own like culture and like religion and shit. Like for example, their weapons are ballistic. Like their rifles shoot actual
I've heard of
bullets
that.
and shit.
Oh, damn. That's interesting.
Like they each Tusken Raider at birth is given a bantha cub that they raise to like full maturity and shit, and like should that die, the Tusken Raider will kill themselves, and if the Tusken Raider dies, the bantha kills itself because they have such a deep bond between the two. There's just so much shit that they talk
sounds
about.
like a cult. Sounds like a cult for horse girls.
I mean, he kind of is. Those like weird sticks that they have, they're melee weapons. Well, okay. I know in the Mandalorian they tell you that they can be doubled as a toothbrush, but that's not all. They're kind of like those Aztec-y like war clubs where like the more decorated, higher ranking members of society have more elaborate ones and shit. So it's like there's just so much stuff they just never talk about. Like with the Tusken Raiders, they're just like, that's the sand people. We kill them in the droves. It's like, fuck you, no. I want to know more. Don't tease me with like fucking them knowing sign language and trading and like try to keep going with the whole idea that they're just, murderous douchebags. Because it's like, it's obvious there's more to them. So yes, it makes me happy that Mandalorian season 2 opens with that. I need to watch it now.